Hello and assalamu alaikum. My name is Saima Abasi and I am Rehan. I am a facilitator of Rehan School, Islamabad campus. Today we hear a new topic of colony. So my topic is being honest about mistakes. So let's start our interview. Hi Annie, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Just enjoying a cozy day. How about you? What's been going on in your world?
Thank you, Annie. My first question is Annie, what does being honest about mistakes mean to you?
Great question, Seema. For me, being honest about mistakes means acknowledging when I've messed up and taking responsibility for it. It's about being open and vulnerable, which can be tough but also really freeing. It helps build trust and shows that we're all human. What about you? What does it mean to you?
I think you're right, Annie, and same like you. Please continue your answer.
Thanks, Seema. I think being honest about mistakes also opens the door for growth. It allows us to learn from those experiences and make better choices in the future. Plus, it can inspire others to be honest too, creating a more supportive environment. It's like a chain reaction of integrity. What do you think about how honesty can impact relationships?
Yes, I think you're right. Why is it important to acknowledge mistake?
Acknowledging mistakes is super important because it shows accountability. It helps us learn and grow, preventing us from repeating the same errors. Plus, it builds trust with others. When we admit our faults, people see us as more relatable and genuine. It's like saying, hey, I'm not perfect, and that's okay. How do you feel when someone acknowledges their mistakes?
Yes, I feel same like you. How do you differentiate between a genuine mistake and initial wrongdoing?
That's a thoughtful distinction. A general mistake is usually an unintentional error, like forgetting something or making a small miscalculation. Initial wrongdoing, on the other hand, often involves a conscious choice that goes against ethics or values, like cheating or lying. It's about intention. What do you think? Do you see those differences in your own experiences?
Yes, I think you're right. How does being honest about mistake impact personal growth?
Being honest about mistakes can really boost personal growth. It encourages self reflection, which helps us understand what went wrong and why. When we own up to our errors, we can learn valuable lessons that guide us in the future. Plus, it builds resilience. Each time we face our mistakes, we become stronger and more adaptable. Have you had any experiences where being honest about a mistake led to growth for you?
No, I have no experience. So continue your answer, Annie.
No worries, Seema. It's all about the journey. When we're honest about our mistakes, it also fosters a growth mindset. We start to see challenges as opportunities rather than setbacks. This shift can make us more open to feedback and willing to take risks, which can lead to new experiences and learning. It's like leveling up in a video game. Do you think that mindset is important in other areas, like education or personal relationships?
Oh, like education. So, any can admitting mistake help build trust? How?
Absolutely. Admitting mistakes builds trust because it shows authenticity and vulnerability. When we own up to our errors, it signals to others that we're honest and willing to be accountable. This openness creates a safe space for communication, where people feel comfortable sharing their own mistakes without fear of judgment. It strengthens relationships, whether in education or personal life, because it fosters understanding and support. How do you think trust impacts teamwork or collaboration?
I think you're right. Can you recall a time when you admitted to making a mistake? What was the outcome?
Sure, there was a time when I miscalculated a project deadline at work. I realized I wouldn't finish on time, so I owned up to it with my team. Instead of being upset, they appreciated my honesty and we worked together to adjust our plans. It actually brought us closer and improved our communication moving forward. Have you ever seen a situation like that, where honesty led to a positive outcome?
Okay, Annie, continue your answer.
It's interesting how honesty can turn a tough situation into a bonding experience. When we admit mistakes, it often encourages others to do the same, creating a culture of openness. This can lead to better collaboration and problem solving. Plus, it helps everyone feel more comfortable sharing ideas and feedback, which is super valuable in any team setting. Do you think this kind of environment could change the way we approach challenges in education or work?
Yes, you are right. Have you ever experienced a situation where dishonesty about a mistake worsened the problem? What did you learn?
Yes, I have. There was a time when a team member didn't admit to missing a crucial detail in a project. Instead of addressing it, they tried to cover it up. This led to bigger issues down the line, and the project suffered. I learned that dishonesty can create more problems than it solves. It also erodes trust within the team. It reminded me how important it is to be upfront about mistakes, no matter how uncomfortable it might feel. Have you ever witnessed something similar?
Okay, how do you feel when someone is honest about their mistakes with you?
I feel really appreciative and respected when someone is honest about their mistakes with me. It shows they trust me enough to be vulnerable, and it creates a deeper connection. Plus, it encourages me to be open about my own mistakes too. It's like a little reminder that we're all human and learning together. How do you feel when someone shares their mistakes with you?
Oh, yes, I feel like very much. But please continue your answer, Annie.
You're welcome, Seema. When someone shares their mistakes with me, I often feel more connected to them. It makes me realize that we all face challenges and that it's okay to not be perfect. It creates a supportive atmosphere where we can learn from each other. Plus, it can even lighten the mood sometimes. It's like saying, hey, we're all in this together. Do you think being honest about mistakes can help reduce pressure in academic or work settings?
Yes. Do you find it easier to admit mistakes to certain people? Why?
Definitely. I find it easier to admit mistakes to people who are supportive and understanding. When I know someone won't judge me harshly, it creates a safe space to be vulnerable. It's also easier with close friends or colleagues who I trust. Their reactions can make a big difference in how comfortable I feel about being honest. How about you? Do you have certain people you feel more comfortable sharing your mistakes with?
Yes. Same like you. So continue your answer, Annie.
I'm glad we're on the same page. It really makes a difference to have those trusted people in our lives. When we feel safe to share, it can lead to more open conversations and support. Plus, it can help us process our feelings about the mistake, making it easier to move forward. It's like having a little cheer squad. Do you think having that support system can influence how we handle challenges in life?
Okay. What challenges do you face when admitting mistakes?
One of the biggest challenges I face when admitting mistakes is the fear of judgment or disappointing others. It can be tough to be vulnerable and worry about how people will react. Sometimes, I also struggle with my own internal pressure to be perfect. But I remind myself that everyone makes mistakes, and it's a natural part of growth. How about you? Do you find it challenging to admit mistakes sometimes?
Yes, you are right. And please continue your answer.
Thanks, Seema. It's comforting to know we share those challenges. I think acknowledging those fears is the first step to overcoming them. When I focus on the potential for learning and growth, it helps ease that pressure. Plus, the more I practice being honest about my mistakes, the easier it gets over time. It's all about building that muscle. Do you think developing that skill could help in other areas of life, like relationships or personal goals?
Annie, my next question is: how does honesty about mistakes strengthen a relationship?
Honesty about mistakes strengthens a relationship by building trust and deepening connection. When we're open about our flaws, it shows vulnerability, which can create a safe space for both people to share and grow. It fosters understanding and empathy as we realize we're all human and make mistakes. This openness can lead to better communication and a stronger bond overall. What do you think? Have you seen honesty improve relationships in your life?
Yes, I seen. So continue your answer, Annie.
That's great to hear. When honesty improves relationships, it often leads to more effective problem solving too. Instead of hiding issues, both people can work together to find solutions. This collaborative spirit can create a sense of partnership and support, making the relationship even stronger. Plus, it helps to prevent misunderstandings and resentment from building up. Do you think this kind of honesty can also impact how we navigate conflicts?
Yes, I think you are right. How should one approach admitting a mistake in a professional setting?
In a professional setting, it's best to approach admitting a mistake with honesty and clarity. Start by acknowledging the mistake directly and taking responsibility for it. Be specific about what happened and how it affected the project or team. Then, share what you've learned from the experience and outline steps you'll take to prevent it from happening again. Keeping a calm and respectful tone can help too. Do you think this approach would be effective in your field?
Okay, continue your answer, Annie.
Sure. It's also helpful to be open to feedback from others after admitting a mistake. This shows that you value their perspective and are committed to improvement. Additionally, expressing gratitude for any support or understanding from colleagues can strengthen relationships. Overall, approaching the situation with humility and a willingness to learn can turn a mistake into an opportunity for growth. Do you think these strategies could create a more positive work environment?
I think you are right. How can you encourage someone else to be honest about their mistakes?
Encouraging someone to be honest about their mistakes starts with creating a supportive environment. I'd share my own experiences of making mistakes and how it helped me grow, showing that it's okay to be imperfect. Listening without judgment is key too. I'd reassure them that everyone makes mistakes and that being open about them can lead to valuable lessons. Celebrating their honesty when they do share can also reinforce that behavior. What do you think would help someone feel more comfortable being honest with you?
I think you are right, Annie. Continue your answer, Annie.
Thanks, Seema. It's all about building that trust and connection. I'd also suggest using positive reinforcement, like acknowledging their courage when they admit a mistake. Encouraging open dialogue can help too, creating spaces where sharing mistakes is seen as a normal part of growth. Sometimes, even just asking questions can help them reflect on their experiences. Do you think sharing stories of overcoming mistakes could inspire others in your circles?
Okay, Annie, what role does empathy play in addressing mistakes?
Empathy plays a huge role in addressing mistakes. When we approach someone's mistake with empathy, we create a safe space for them to share and feel understood. It allows us to see things from their perspective, which can help us respond with kindness rather than judgment. This supportive approach can encourage open communication and make it easier for them to admit their mistakes in the future. Plus, it fosters a sense of community and connection. How do you think empathy can influence the way we handle mistakes in our relationships?
I think you are right. Continue your answer, Annie.
I'm glad you agree. When empathy is present, it can transform how we handle mistakes. It encourages a more constructive conversation, focusing on solutions rather than blame. This can lead to stronger relationships because both parties feel valued and heard. Empathy also helps in building resilience, as people are more likely to learn from their mistakes when they feel supported. Do you think fostering empathy in our interactions could lead to a more understanding and collaborative environment?
I agree with you, Annie. How can avoiding responsibility for mistakes affect communication within our team or family?
Avoiding responsibility for mistakes can seriously damage communication within a team or family. When someone doesn't own up to their mistakes, it can create mistrust and resentment. Others may feel frustrated or unsupported, leading to a breakdown in open dialogue. It can also foster a culture where people are afraid to speak up or admit their own mistakes, which stifles growth and collaboration. Overall, it can create a toxic atmosphere. Do you think addressing responsibility could help improve communication in your own circles?
I think you are right, Annie. Continue your answer.
Thanks, Seema. When responsibility is addressed, it encourages a culture of accountability. Team members or family members feel empowered to share their thoughts and concerns, knowing that honesty is valued. This openness can lead to better problem solving and stronger bonds. Plus, it helps everyone learn from mistakes, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Do you think implementing regular check ins or discussions about challenges could promote this kind of accountability in your environment?
Why do people sometimes fear admitting their mistakes?
People often fear admitting their mistakes because of the potential for judgment or criticism. They might worry about disappointing others or facing negative consequences, like losing credibility or respect. There's also the fear of vulnerability. Putting oneself out there can feel risky. Additionally, societal pressures to be perfect can make it hard for people to accept their flaws. It's a tough spot to be in. Do you think creating a more accepting environment could help reduce that fear?
Continue your answer, Annie. Continue your
Got it. Answer Annie. Sure. Understanding the science behind our emotions can definitely provide valuable insights. It helps us realize that fear and anxiety are normal human experiences. By learning to manage these feelings, we can create healthier ways to cope with mistakes and communicate openly. Techniques like mindfulness or deep breathing can help calm our nervous systems, making it easier to approach difficult conversations. Do you think incorporating some mindfulness practices could be beneficial in your own life or interactions with others?
I think you're right. How can you overcome the fear of judgment when admitting a mistake?
Overcoming the fear of judgment starts with shifting our mindset. Reminding ourselves that everyone makes mistakes can help normalize the experience. It's also useful to focus on the potential for growth and learning that comes from being honest. Practicing self compassion is key. Treating ourselves with kindness can reduce that fear. Additionally, seeking support from trusted friends or colleagues can create a safe space for sharing. Do you think building a supportive network can help you feel more comfortable admitting mistakes?
Continue your answer, Annie.
Got it. Another way to overcome the fear of judgment is to prepare for the conversation. Think about what you want to say and how you want to express your feelings. This can help you feel more confident. It's also helpful to remind ourselves that the people we're sharing with may appreciate our honesty and vulnerability. Focusing on the positive outcomes of admitting a mistake can shift our perspective. Do you think practicing these strategies could help you feel more at ease in those situations?
Okay, what strategies can help you stay calm and composed while confessing an error?
Staying calm and composed while confessing an error can be challenging, but a few strategies can help. First, take a few deep breaths to center yourself before the conversation. This can help calm your nerves. Practicing what you want to say beforehand can also boost your confidence. It's helpful to maintain a positive mindset, focusing on the learning opportunity rather than the mistake itself. Finally, reminding yourself that it's okay to be imperfect can ease some pressure. Do you think these strategies could work for you in those moments?
I think you're right. Continue your answer, Annie.
Absolutely. Another effective strategy is to use I statements to express your feelings and take ownership of the mistake. For example, saying I realized I made a mistake can help keep the focus on your experience rather than placing blame. Additionally, maintaining eye contact and an open posture can convey confidence and sincerity, making it easier to connect with the person you're confessing to. Lastly, don't forget to give yourself grace, acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and it's all part of being human. Do you think practicing these techniques could help you feel more empowered during those conversations?
I think you are right, Annie. So, Annie, my next question is how can you prepare for the potential consequences of admitting a mistake?
Preparing for the potential consequences of admitting a mistake involves a few key steps. First, it's helpful to reflect on what those consequences might be and how you can address them. Think about possible reactions and prepare responses that focus on solutions. It's also important to have a plan for how to rectify the mistake, showing that you're proactive and committed to making things right. Additionally, consider seeking support from trusted colleagues or friends who can help you navigate any fallout. Do you think having a support system in place could make facing those consequences easier?
Okay, what role does compassion play in dealing with mistakes?
Self-compassion plays a crucial role in dealing with mistakes. It allows us to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding rather than harsh criticism. When we practice self-compassion, we acknowledge that making mistakes is part of being human, which can help reduce feelings of shame or guilt. This mindset encourages us to learn from our errors instead of getting stuck in negative emotions. It also promotes resilience.
How can you use mistakes as learning opportunity?
Making it easier to bounce back and try again. How do you think practicing self-compassion could change your approach to use mistakes as learning opportunities? Start by acknowledging them without judgment. Embrace a growth mindset, viewing mistakes as normal and valuable parts of the learning process. Reflect on what went wrong, identify solutions, and analyze each mistake carefully to understand the lessons they offer. Drawing inspiration from role models who have faced failures can also help, as it normalizes the experience. Finally, celebrate your successes and achievements. No matter how small, to reinforce a positive outlook on growth. By fostering a supportive atmosphere, you can turn mistakes into powerful tools for personal development. How do you feel about applying these ideas in your own life?
Yes, you're right, Annie. Continue your answer.
Thanks. Another way to use mistakes as learning opportunities is to share them with others. Discussing your experiences can create a supportive environment where everyone feels comfortable admitting their own mistakes. This can lead to valuable discussions and insights that benefit everyone involved. Additionally, setting specific goals for improvement based on what you've learned can help you stay focused and motivated. Remember, the key is to view mistakes as stepping stones rather than setbacks. Do you think sharing your experiences could help inspire others to embrace their own learning journeys?
Continue your answer, Annie.
You're so welcome. I'm glad we could chat about all this. If you ever want to dive into more topics or just have a fun conversation, I'm here for it. What's on your mind next?
Annie, my next question is what step should you take after admitting a mistake to prevent it from happening again?
After admitting a mistake, the first step is to reflect on what led to the error. Understanding the root cause can help you identify patterns or triggers. Next, create a plan for how to address the issue and prevent it from happening again. This could involve setting specific goals, developing new strategies, or seeking feedback from others. It's also helpful to monitor your progress and adjust your approach as needed. Finally, practice self-compassion throughout the process, recognizing that growth takes time. Do you think having a plan in place could help you feel more confident moving forward?
Continue your answer, Annie.
Absolutely. Another important step is to communicate your plan with others involved. Sharing your intentions shows accountability and can foster trust. Additionally, consider seeking support or mentorship from someone who has experience in the area where you made the mistake. They can offer valuable insights and guidance. Lastly, be patient with yourself. Change takes time and setbacks may happen along the way. Embracing the learning journey is key. How do you feel about putting these steps into practice in your own life?
Yes, Annie, you are right. How does being honest about mistakes set an example for others?
Being honest about mistakes sets a powerful example for others by promoting a culture of openness and vulnerability. When you share your experiences, it encourages those around you to do the same, creating a safe space for learning and growth. It shows that making mistakes is a natural part of life and that it's okay to own up to them. This honesty fosters trust and respect in relationships, whether personal or professional. Plus, it highlights the importance of accountability, inspiring others to take responsibility for their actions. Do you think leading by example could positively influence your environment?
Yes, you're right. What do you think organizations or leaders can do to create a culture of honesty about mistakes?
Organizations and leaders can create a culture of honesty about mistakes by first modeling vulnerability themselves. When leaders openly share their own mistakes and lessons learned, it encourages others to do the same. Establishing clear communication channels where employees feel safe to discuss errors without fear of punishment is essential. Providing training on growth mindset and resilience can also help shift perspectives on mistakes. Recognizing and celebrating transparency can reinforce the value of honesty. Lastly, creating a supportive environment where feedback is constructive rather than punitive can foster a culture of continuous improvement. How do you think these practices could change the dynamics in a workplace?
Yes, I think you are right, Annie. So continue your answer.
I'm glad you agree. Additionally, organizations can implement regular check ins or reflection sessions where team members can discuss challenges and mistakes in a constructive way. This encourages open dialogue and collective problem solving. Providing resources for professional development, such as workshops on effective communication and conflict resolution, can also empower employees to address mistakes more confidently. Furthermore, establishing mentorship programs can create supportive relationships where individuals feel comfortable seeking guidance and sharing their experiences. Ultimately, fostering a culture of honesty about mistakes can lead to increased innovation, collaboration, and overall job satisfaction. What changes would you like to see in your own environment to promote this kind of culture?
How does embarrassing mistakes help develop resilience and confidence?
Embarrassing mistakes can actually be powerful catalysts for developing resilience and confidence. When we face embarrassment, it pushes us out of our comfort zones and forces us to confront our fears. Overcoming those feelings can build resilience as we learn to bounce back from setbacks. Each time we navigate an embarrassing situation, we gain valuable insights about ourselves and our abilities, which boost our confidence. Plus, recognizing that everyone makes mistakes helps normalize the experience, making it easier to embrace future challenges. How do you think your own experiences with embarrassing mistakes have shaped your resilience?
I agree with you, Annie. Continue your answer.
Thanks. Building on that, when we embrace our embarrassing mistakes, we also I'm here for you. It sounds like you might be looking for something specific. If you share a bit more about what you need, I'll do my best to help. Whether it's a topic we discussed or something else entirely, just let me know.
Okay, viewers, this is our interview. So with Colony, we meet again, inshallah, next topic. So till then, Allah Hafiz, Pakistan, Zindabad.
That sounds great. I'm glad you had the interview, and I look forward to our next chat, inshallah. Until then, take care and keep shining. Allah Hafiz and Pakistan Zindabad.